Good morning, River Rats. This is Evans. It is Saturday, May the 16th. We've got a little bit of a light rain this morning, but that's always been good luck for us in the past. We are out at Area 3 here with Ryan and with Kurt and Chris are on the way, and we are going to check some of the bait stations that they set out during the camp out a few weeks ago, and also check the campsite area. Because when we've come back in the past after a camp out, things have been rearranged around the campsite. So we're going to check for that. Of course, always check the river for the sandbars, for footprints, things like that. So we're out here again today. We're going to look around here for a while and then go to a different area on the river. So
we're back at the campsite, and Evans is looking. He's going to look around and we'll see if we see any footprints, tracks of any game coming through here after we tore down camp. And then we're also gonna, there's the firewood. We're just wondering if anything got misplaced. One of our members, Chris, took tons of pictures of the area, documenting what it looked like when we left. So we were going to compare those pictures to what we find right now. Seeing anything, Evans?
No, don't see anything. Nothing jumps out. Just right. We've had some storms this week, so the river is up a little bit. It's certainly not at flood stage, but it's running pretty good. But again, you know, one area we're really interested in is over here across the river. Trying to gain access to that, but it is thick over there. It's the thickest part of the woods along the river here for miles is over there. So that's where we've heard noises, seen shadows, had the vocalizations before, had the object thrown into the river behind us in the past. So that's definitely an area of interest. But also we're going to check these sandbars as we usually do for footprints. Lots of deer activity, lots of deer tracks, coyote scat. So there's definitely lots of wildlife activity in this area. Definitely a food supply. Of course, one of the theories we've been working on, trying to flesh out, is, do the creatures move up and down the river with the seasons as the food supply rises and falls? They don't want to stay in one area too long and deplete the food source. So, we look for more activity in this area at what time of year, less activity at what time of year, and the same on down the river at the bridge site and at Stinchcombe. So that's just one of our theories we're working on.
Just searching the sandbars for tracks. Evan spotted these bones over here. Last time we thought we saw a possible print in there. I guess that's where it was, right there.
Right here?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just a possible, you know.
Yeah, we've had
and it's not
storms since then.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like some toe marks though. There in the. You know, and I always just assumed, like whenever you all filmed those on FLIR, that they were coming from this area over here and walking across or swimming across the river and coming up here. But now I'm almost thinking they're coming from back in the west. Now they may cross the river somewhere down there, but they may actually be coming up from the same side of the river. Because if they had crossed the river that night and come up to observe the camp, then surely we would have found some nice prints the next morning. Fairly large. I guess that's got to be a raccoon, but boy, that's a big coon.
Where at?
Or it might be maybe a canine print. Right here, 2 canine prints, or possibly canine. Looks maybe more like raccoon. You can definitely see the claw tips. Here you get a really good shot of the beginning of that second slough. And that would just be perfect for them walking right up and down through here and staying concealed.
So what he's saying is right out here at the top here of this little draw, or whatever you would call this.
Yeah.
Right up at the top is the slough where we think we captured the FLIR footage from the March 27th video, and then also Kurt's blob squatch photo that we're undecided on. All came up from up there, and this is great access. This is a great access point from the river. They could just crawl right through there and crawl across or walk across the sandbar from the river and back over there across the river.
You can get the general idea of the size of the print there. I mean, does that look an even? So I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
we've been having storms just every few days, but I mean, this is just an interesting shape here.
Yeah.
And you see the mid-tarsal flexion there, if that's what that is, the ridge in the middle of the foot.
Yeah, I see it.
But it's just that's an interesting size, because this is a size 10 boot. And
it's bigger than your size 10.
Definitely. And look at this shape here. I mean, I don't know. Down here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is what is this?
Wow. Wow. Okay, that's not coyote scat. Wow. That's not coyote.
Bigger than
That's not
your average coyote.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was scat, and then I'm like, I think that's a stick. No, it looks like scat.
Is that another little pile over
Yeah,
there?
yeah. So you guys, you scat nerds out there, you're gonna get your fix, because we are documenting some scat. This might not be suitable for work, so you might want to scroll through the video.
Found this scat on the sandbar here next to the river. That does not look like coyote scat. Coyote would be the largest, and you know, deer make the little round pellets. Okay, so I'm going to take the liberty of moving this weed because there's other scat underneath it. So whatever it was pooped on the part of the weed, but wow, that is 10 inches long. And then we've got this extra little piece here that's a couple of inches, and then you've got this back here that if you stretch that out, I mean, that is some tremendous scat. So that's 16 inches there, and this is fresh. I mean, it's quite odorous. Wow.
Yeah, can't wait till the other guys come.
You know, wildlife biologists, one of the things they look at is an animal scat. You can tell so much from them, what their diet is, what diseases they have, parasites, that sort of thing. One thing I'm noticing is lots of hair, and it looks like, to me, it looks like deer hair in this darker stool, and darker stool usually is an indication of meat proteins. So, I mean, you can see the hair. And it's longer hair, longer pieces of hair. It looks like deer hair. And in here you can see a little bit of a bone there, a little piece of bone from maybe a rodent or something like that, bird. Okay, so we've been having a discussion amongst our team here. Some interesting things we've noticed here is that one thing we just got to looking at the area and discovered that there's no paw prints, there's no footprints. You know, if something would have squatted here, you would think they would have left behind some prints of some kind. I mean, we've got our boot prints here, but that's baffling. Why there's no sign of what squatted here and defecated here. We're also trying to figure out what could have made this. Someone suggested a mountain lion. So Charlotte looked up on her phone mountain lion scat, and it's actually smaller pieces. It's in pieces, smaller pieces. It's not a long tubular defecation like this. So I don't think, you know, and there shouldn't be any mountain lions in this area. It's very possible, I suppose. They certainly move up and down the rivers, and there's been more and more reports of mountain lions in Oklahoma in the last few years, but But there again, there was no paw prints. This is wet sand on the riverbank. Well, surely we would have seen some paw prints. And then usually, you know how cats are, they will scratch and try to cover up their scat. So this appears to be from a large mammal. I've never seen coyote poop like that. There's this small pile of coyote poop right over here on the riverbank, but this is much longer. And then the long hair, we're finding long hair in it that appears to be from, looks like possibly the color of deer hair, small bones.
And that would rule out humans,
That's a good point.
is what
Yes.
Charlotte said.
Yeah, yeah. And
The deer hair being in there.
a good point. Yeah, so it wouldn't be human. And we would have probably, if it were someone coming down the river in a kayak or canoe and stopped here to use the bathroom, we should have seen evidence where they pulled up their canoe or kayak and where they walked up here, their footprints, that sort of thing. But there's just no other prints around here. So it's just really baffling what would have left this. And this is fresh because it is extremely odoriferous right here. So just a very interesting find. More crazy stuff that we find out here that which we try to find an explanation for. Anyway, if you've got some ideas, let us know in the comments of what.
Well, we're in Area 3. I've been delayed getting down here a few minutes, so the guys have been down here and they have some stuff to show me, so I'm excited about it. This is the old bait tree here, and last time I put up 2 full cans of sardines and water, and I didn't bend the pull tabs on them. I didn't give them that little extra bit like I did the tuna can when I had opened it and let the juice drip out. These, I managed to get the 180-pound test line hooked to this limb, of course, and there's 1 can down here. There's the old can of tuna which we had put in the tree right there, so we weren't littering or whatever. So this can's been taken out of this tree, and I'll put it back in there just for whatever. I'm gonna really stuff it in there this time, and something's gonna have to really want that can out of there. There, okay? Now, both cans of sardines are not gone. One's right here. So let's, all right, there's the string, multicolored, we tied together. I don't know why, we just thought, let's try it. And the tab has been pulled, but they're not open.
Or the orange? The apple.
Okay.
And it was right here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we're scanning the area.
Let's see, did it fall down here? No, it's gone. Again, we don't try to say exactly what it is, but it's gone. I believe Tom put that apple up there. Nice golden delicious, or a red delicious apple it was.
I already see the orange.
You do?
It's right down in here.
Okay. Here's Ryan's orange. And it was
right up in here.
Okay.
Wedged in there.
So I don't know what we're going to call this one, but we'll call it Old Orange, silhouetted by a post-rain Saturday afternoon. So I don't know. But anyway, no, I wouldn't eat it, but here it is. I don't, maybe a wormhole or two. I don't have any, maybe they don't like oranges, but we're going to stick that rotten thing right there. And thanks for coming down and checking out the bait area with us. Like something slid its foot there, kind of, or did something odd. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's got hair and bones in it.
The texture and the hair and bone and the color reminds me of an owl pellet. Owls chew. They don't chew their food, of course. and it goes into their gullet, and they grind it up, the bones and all, and then they upchuck what looks like a pellet like that.
Yeah, but that's about as big as an owl pellet
This
gets.
this is about as big as it
Or maybe
owl
a
pellet
little bit
gets.
of
This is a human size or bigger. Let me think here a minute. Now somebody's going to go, oh, that's buck. Well, you know what? If that's buck deer, then I'm learning something, because it sure don't look like deer poop to me.
No, and
With hair and bone in it.
Yeah, hair and bone. You can see bones right here. There's a bone.
Oh, yep.
Small bone,
Yep.
and another small bone there.
Yep. Insects are attracted to it. That's a good sign. I do not know.
I mean, we had a discussion about trying to save some for DNA testing, but we don't know of some place that would test it for a reasonable cost.
This, look at that. That was dropped. You know, it formed its. It started its life here, and then it ends in the little tail. Is a significant sign of a small anus. Cats will leave these. Dogs will leave these. It's a very tight portal for that much feces to come out of, and these little tongues on the end like that, and here are indicators of a small anus.
Well, we looked up Scat for mountain lion, and I'm sure bobcat would be about the same, only smaller.
Yeah.
But it's more like little lumps, little. I mean, not too small, but you know, several pieces about like that is the typical cat scat. And if it was a cat, we should see scratch marks where, you know, they usually try to cover it.
And good call, guys, Evans, on the predator. It's a predator, but I mean.
Yeah, I know that dark stool like that usually indicates blood.
Yep.
Meat protein, you know, that sort of thing.
The hair and bone is a good. That's a good enough for me. That's good, guys. I just don't. What do you think it is, Ryan?
You guys know better than I do.
You want to guess? I mean, we don't know any better than. We're just saying what we see, you know.
I mean,
There's
the only thing, I'm just going to go back to it has to be the largest predator that's native to this area.
Okay.
And if it's not that, then it's something else.
Right.
I mean, that's all I can say.
Right there. Yeah, he's got it.
Oh
right
yeah.
there.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah.
This here?
That right there. Yes, yes, yes.
Where the foot is now.
But you can see where
Wow.
maybe the heel and.
Oh yeah. That's real. That's what. You know, there was one that was so deep and
They're
so
older.
old
It's
that
definitely been rained on a few
Right,
times.
but see, there's
That
some
you trip
toes
in
here
it.
too.
Oh, yeah.
I agree, Kurt.
if I find it.
There's a possible.
Just that.
Oh, I see it. Blue light.
I was
Possible
just
track.
telling Charlotte, I said, you know, when you're looking for these, don't always just look.
That
in
looks
the,
like the 9-inch print,
Don't always look in the obvious place.
because the heel is just about right there. But what else would have broken this and pushed it down toward the road? It's fairly recent because it's green, and I mean, and the leaves are still,
Right.
they're not wilted.
Now I had that axe, and I may have cut some limbs off right here. I'm looking at that,
Oh yeah.
but
yeah.
I didn't do that. I did not do that. Is that a twist?
It almost looks like a twist, doesn't it? That's weak right there. So I mean, it could.
Yeah,
I
that's-
can't
That's no. Yeah,
twist it,
something would have to break that down because that's no axe or anything. Something.
Point it back that way.
Okay.
Just see what happens.
Wow.
See what happens
That is
with
brand new. That is
That is
brand
a,
new.
yeah, you're right. That is more of a twist.
Okay,
than
so
a
we're getting ready to
break.
leave. This is our camp area one more time. We've been down to the river. We've seen some possible prints. We found the scat. We checked the baiting sites. The apple was gone. The orange was on the ground. We put the orange back up on the tree. A little bit different spot, but on the same tree. Now we're back at the campground. Here's
Catfish was gone
the
too.
catfish of Tom's was gone completely. So anyway, what we did was we took these 3 pieces of wood here and we moved them to this tree. They were not there before we got here. So we were going to put them here just to see what happens. They were actually over here on this tree. Those 3 pieces of wood were leaned on this tree. And what was weird was there was a brush the brush was wedged behind one of the branches, or one of the pieces of wood, sticks, right there, and now it's here. We don't know how it got there, because it was wedged behind those three branches, those three sticks, and if it was wind, one of the sticks would have fallen down with it. So something propped back a branch, laid the brush down, and propped it back. So we're not sure who or what did that, but we have the photo. I'll show you in the video Chris's photo of that brush. He took pictures before he left camp to show exactly how camp was left. It was a great idea. And then there was hot dogs here as a gift. They're gone. And then we're not sure about the brick. That's inconclusive because there's so much ash in the picture. Maybe that brick was covered up in the picture. We'll show you the picture again. It's obvious now. So we're undecided on that, but maybe that brick was laid there too. But let's see what happens with these babies.